Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to tell you the 5 upgrades that I did to my Brompton. The only 5 upgrades that are worth actually getting. It's not going to be a good day today. I got a lot of errands to run. And the first errand I've got to run is I've got an 11 o'clock dentist appointment. Oh my God. I hate the dentist. Who doesn't? Who doesn't hate the dentist? I don't like the dentist at all. We are going to be riding the Brompton today. Yeah, you're going to get ridden today. What better way to run around the city and get errands done than doing it on the Brompton? Doing bicycle messaging the night before, you know, I was riding the Zizzo Forte, which is okay, but I just miss riding the Brompton. So getting to go out today and actually really roll and be able to enjoy this beautiful day and also ride the Brompton, oh, I'm just so happy right now. With the exception of having to go to the dentist. I'm not happy about that. All right, Mr. Brompton. I'm gonna roll you out here. In another video, guys, I promise we'll talk about my favorite accessories, and then I'll also talk about my optional packages that I got on this bicycle. But in this video, we're just going to talk about my upgrades. So anyway, I have got to get out of here, so let's get going. Okay guys, the dentist is right over there. Let's go see if we can get these crowns or whatever they said they had to do last time. Let's see if we can get that done. And hopefully we can. And hopefully I can get across this road before I get ran over. Hello. I've got an appointment for 11 o'clock. Brian? Is it okay if I put this somewhere?
Yeah, you just go sit in the office and give it to me, okay?
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You never tell whose it is.
Yeah, here, let me look this up.
That's fine right there.
Cool. Go ahead and follow me back. How are you today?
Okay guys, I had to delete the audio in this section because originally when I uploaded this video to YouTube, it got copyright struck. So yeah, I'm gonna have to voice over this section. Basically, he leads me into the dentist office and I sit down. Then he ends up coming back and has me sign some papers saying that, you know, I'm going to get a couple crowns done today and, you know, just your basic waiver type of stuff. And then I wait for the dentist, which comes in and explains to me that my insurance is capped out and that basically I'm going to have to pay for the 2 crowns out of pocket. And she's telling me the price of these crowns, and I am just shocked because it is $1,000 a piece, and of course my insurance doesn't cover anything, so color me surprised.
A few moments later.
Open and affordable dental. I am so upset right now, guys. You just have no idea. This totally sucks. This totally sucks. You see, last time I came here, they told me I needed 2 root canals. And my insurance took care of some of it, or a good portion of it, I guess. And I paid like $500, $600. I think it was $500 out of pocket. And they told me I was gonna need 2 crowns because it just strengthens the tooth. You know, they put fillings in is what they told me, but if I wanted it to be super strong, that they would put 2 crowns on it. So I was supposed to come in today. They didn't mention nothing about what the crowns were gonna cost or anything. And they certainly didn't mention that I definitely needed the crowns. They didn't say you need to put those crowns on. That's what upsets me, man, because it's like, they did the root canals and I thought that that was a repair. And I thought maybe it'll last years or whatever, and the crowns would make it last close to a lifetime or something like that. They weren't really as specific about it as, you know, I would have liked them to be. But I go in there this time, they're like, well, your insurance is maxed out. It's gonna cost you $2,000 to get those crowns on, and you have to get them done. Because those fillings that they put in my teeth the last time, she said it'd be surprising if they lasted another month. I'm like, then what was the point of doing the root canals? I mean, if you didn't tell me I had to get the crowns done, otherwise they're just gonna fall apart. I mean, he said they wouldn't last as long as the crowns did, but he wasn't specific on the times. Like, oh, it's only gonna last about a month, man. You have to get the crowns done. And the crowns are gonna cost $2,000 because guess what? Your insurance is maxed out. So that would have been something to know before I even got the root canals done, because there's no way, especially with the way things have been lately, that I'm gonna be able to foot $2,000 right up front. I just can't do that. All the rich people with their Mercedes and BMWs, and it's funny because they say America is so great. Well, it is for them. It is for the richer people. It is for the people that can afford to, you know, fork out all kinds of money for everything. See, I'm not rich, guys. I spend all my disposable income on bicycles pretty much, but I haven't bought a bicycle in a while. But man, I had no idea. See, I'm also mad at my insurance too, because I've been paying for dental insurance for years. And then it's like 2 root canals, not even the crowns, but 2 root canals, which is not even a total repair according to this dentist place. They're basically telling me that that's all my insurance would cover. That's it. I even got the better dental plan, thinking I'll be perfectly covered in case something happens with my mouth. And no, you're just screwed, Brian. Because basically these fillings, he said, you know, well, you know, about a month or so, they'll start breaking apart and then they'll get infected, and then I'll be back to square one where I was before. And the worst part about it is I'm not gonna even have the money to get them pulled, because all my dental insurance went to doing root canals that didn't do any good. It's not gonna do any good without the crowns.
I am so mad at that dental place. I'm just so mad at them right now. It isn't even funny. You think you're doing right, you know, you're spending money on insurance because you think that's the smart and wise thing to do, but your insurance hardly covers anything. And if you want your teeth fixed, you got to pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. So only rich people can get their teeth fixed here in America. And that's why it's like, oh man, it so irritates me. And then the worst part is I asked them whether they take payments. Oh, we don't do that. We don't do that. So you got to put the $2,000 up front. You know, normally I'm doing pretty good, okay? Normally I make a decent amount of money and I have some savings and stuff. But in the last maybe 2 or 3 months, money has been really, really tight. It's been really, really tight. So I've had to actually budget and watch my expenditures and all that stuff. And then this stuff always happens when you don't have money. And then when you do have money, everything's fine. It's just typical. I just ruined my whole day. It's such a beautiful day out right now. Such a beautiful day. And I might as well just go finish some errands and ride the Brompton around, because the Brompton always cheers me up after I get bad news. So I got to figure out something. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but I got to do something.
2 hours later.
All right, guys. Sorry that this has been a rant and a depressing video so far. The thing that just makes me so mad is the fact that if I don't get these 2 teeth crowned, they're just going to break apart. And then I'm going to be in the same boat, and I'm going to end up having them pulled, because that's all I'll be able to afford to do. And I'll have to pay for that out of pocket, which will be several $100s. And I don't want to get them pulled, but you know, it's just one of those things where, you know, if they were going to be pulled anyway, I might as well have just done it up front. But they didn't tell me that, you know, after these root canals, your insurance is going to be maxed out and you need to get 2 crowns. Hey, you're going to have to spend $2,000 on those crowns. So you might want to think about that. You know, they didn't say anything about that. Oh, will you look at that? Apparently there's a couple smackies doing drugs up here at some point. Lovely. Okay, enough ranting and raving. It's time to talk about the upgrades on the Brompton. The 5 upgrades that I did, one of them was an optional upgrade. The optional upgrade was the telescoping seat post. This thing actually has 2 latches. You have your single stage and then you have your dual stage. The benefits to having this upgrade is that the second stage is actually a standard bicycle post or bicycle seat post, and you're able to put your regular mounts for your lights on it. So there's a lot of benefit with that. Another benefit is if you undo this clamp, you could pull the whole post right out. So you could actually fold this down into a lower profile to fit in tighter areas. But a downside to it is if you wanted to lock your Brompton up outside, which I do not know why the heck you would want to do that, a big problem would be somebody could just undo this latch and take your whole seat. Speaking of which, we'll talk about the seat. The seat is my next upgrade, and that's a preferential thing because everybody's different. Some people could probably get by with the regular Brompton seat. Me, I had to upgrade mine because on long rides, the Brompton seat was actually hurting my tush. What did we upgrade to? Well, we put the Brooks Cambium C15 saddle on it, a black one. Kind of matches the motif here. I did a video a while back ago about the Brooks Cambium C15, talked about how much I love this seat, but that is an upgrade that I did to the bicycle, was the seat. So the seat post, optional upgrade, and then the seat upgrade. Fitting along that, I ended up putting some of these Ergon GA2 grips on the bicycle. I'm not a big fan of those flat grips or those, you know, bendy grips or whatever. I'm not a big fan of any of that. I just like standard round grips. The Brompton grips I really did like, but the problem is they wore out too fast. Those little ridges that are on the side of the grips, they would wear out within maybe maybe about a month of riding. They would be completely wore out. During the time I've owned this bike, I've put on 4 pairs of those grips. These are my 5th pair, and yeah, I'm not gonna put those on. I ended up going with the Ergon GA2s. We'll see how much better they do. They're definitely more grippier. They definitely will last longer, I'm hoping. So that's an upgrade that I made. The seat, the post, and of course the grips. Now the standard wheels that come on the Brompton are these little chintzy little rubber plastic pieces, and as you can see, they have like a bushing right in the center. They don't have any kind of bearings, and they like deform really easy. So like if you hit something, they'll bend and then they'll be all wobbly. They are really crap. In my opinion, you could go online and get any aftermarket wheel and they'll be better than the standard factory Brompton wheels that were on the back rack. So you could go and get pretty much anything. I would just get something that actually has bearings in it, not something like this. But what I put on my bicycle are the Easy wheels that are Brompton branded. I love these things because you could actually replace the rubber and still keep the center of the wheel. They're a little bit taller than the regular wheels, so they definitely roll a lot easier. So when you do have the bike up in the folded position and you want to, you know, just roll the bike on the wheels itself, like if you're in an airport terminal or a train terminal or whatever, they definitely roll a lot easier, and they do not deform like the factory wheels do. So it's definitely an upgrade I would make if I were you guys. And the last upgrade that I did was the first upgrade I ever did to this bicycle, and that is the Schwalbe Marathon Plus tires. As you see, there's glass broke everywhere. There's drug needles. There's all kinds of sharp things that you can run over on the trails. Having a really thick tire, a tire that's really puncture resistant, is absolutely essential, especially if you're riding around in the city. In fact, it is the first thing I will tell you to replace on your Brompton. If you buy a Brompton, take off the Schwalbe racers and put on some Schwalbe Marathon Pluses. They are difficult to get on. They are some stiff tires, but then again, you're not going to be changing them all that often until they wear out, because they hardly ever go flat. I don't think I've ever had a flat on those. And that's saying something, guys. Those tires are pretty good. They're definitely highly recommended. I definitely recommend getting those. That's the first upgrade you should make on your Brompton. Tires. Get good tires. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much all of the actual upgrades that I've done to this bike. If you have any comments or questions, leave it down in the comment and questions section. Slap a like on the video, and I am going to go back to my apartment and be depressed, or maybe I'll just go for a ride. I always feel better when I go for a ride. So anyway, I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.